Hey everyone, welcome to this First Alert Weather Plus forecast on our first official week of winter. Sunday morning, the 21st, we flipped the calendar to a new season, but we did so with that record rainfall across the Treasure Valley. A completely soggy kickoff to the new season. Felt almost more like spring rain than winter, as we had very high snow levels, courtesy of a very mild, very moist air mass. That atmospheric river inundated central and southern Idaho on Sunday. And as we look ahead to the week of Christmas, our unsettled pattern continues. So I'm not seeing any days that will be nearly as soggy as what we saw on Sunday. So while we continue to see rounds of precipitation from Monday through at least Thursday, potentially into Friday, mild temperatures mean the probability of a white Christmas here in the lower elevations is looking slim to none. In the mountains, though, we have accumulated quite a bit of snow finally, and hopefully we'll continue seeing that snow stack up. Now, speaking of our mild temperatures, through Sunday the 21st, we continued our trend of above normal temps every single afternoon. High temperature in the Boise area hit above average territory through the 21st, except the 1st of December. So that mild stretch rolls on, and look at our next 10 days. This does take us all the way into the end of the month. It looks very likely that every afternoon through New Year's Eve will remain above average, even as we cool heading into the first weekend of winter. Still, remember, temperatures typically for the middle to end of December, upper 30s in the Boise area. So even 41, which right now looks to be our coldest day next Monday, still above normal. And you can see through Christmas those highs in the 50s, nowhere near a typical holiday week setup. In the mountains as well, where highs normally average upper 20s in places like McCall heading into the holiday week, will be in the 30s and 40s all week long. That means those snow levels stay very high as well. So rounds of precipitation coming in courtesy of two distinct features. We have that plume of moisture, the atmospheric river, which will start dialing back in intensity on Monday, but there will be just enough moisture still streaming in from the Pacific that will interact with this large area of low pressure in the Gulf of Alaska that will continue to just spin that moisture our way all week long. So let's put this into motion. Watch as I let this play out all the way through the week. Here's our plume of moisture. Here's the Boise area. Remember, green means rain, the purples and whites mean snow, and then here's that low pressure. It starts slowly diving to the south, but through Monday into Tuesday, which will likely end up being one of our driest days in the valley. Here's into Wednesday as well, but by Christmas Eve, we start seeing those showers returning and likely lingering into Christmas. So again, no days are a washout, and Monday into Tuesday and Wednesday will likely just see scattered to isolated showers, but still one of those weeks where the car wash probably doesn't make a lot of sense and the umbrella in the valleys will come in handy. You will need the snow boots in the mountains, but those snow levels, especially in the afternoons, will remain very high, 6,000 to 7,000 feet. But still slowly as we head throughout the week, this is by Friday, there's the potential at 6,000 feet and above. Stanley sits right about 6,000 feet, so that's a good gauge. We could see anywhere from 12 to 15, maybe 18 inches of snow on the very high peaks of the central mountains, much less for our mountain valleys and our ski resort bases. So the summits of our ski resorts will likely tack on quite a bit of snow this week, but it's still kind of a question mark at the lower elevations of our ski resorts how much snow we will see. We are slowly seeing more and more of our area resorts opening, but a lot of them are not open fully. That's what we're waiting for, and we're really hoping for a blast of colder air to come in that will keep that snow on the ground that's there and then allow snow to accumulate at the lower elevations. We do have colder air coming in by Friday into the weekend, but as we look at the precipitation chances for the Treasure Valley, that's also when we kind of start seeing Mother Nature turn off the tap, and that will likely be the case for the mountains as well. But in the world of meteorology, this is still pretty far out, so still some question marks there. We could carry those precip chances into the weekend, and if we do, that would bring snow a lot lower in the mountains than what we've been seeing over the past several weeks. So as far as the possibility of a white Christmas in the Boise area, you can see here this little darker blue shading. We only usually see about a 30% chance of an inch or more of snow on the ground on Christmas Day. That's what officially defines a white Christmas, 1 inch of snow on the ground. You can see those chances, of course, get higher and higher the further you go up in elevation. Pretty much a 100% chance that by the time you hit 6,000 to 7,000 feet, there will be snow on the ground by December 25th. But on a normal setup, very slim chance for the Treasure Valley, and this year I think it's slim to none, as temperatures will be in the 50s, likely just seeing rain across the valley with any precipitation that comes in. And I know travel, of course, a big concern this time of year as well. Across the Northwest, we'll kind of see that same trend setting up with warmer temperatures than normal across the region, higher snow levels, but still mountain passes over in western Washington and sometimes across the Blues. You will likely encounter some snow, so really a good idea to check those road conditions before you head out. But look at temperatures across the Northwest. Kicking off the week, 50 in Portland. We'll be in the low 50s across the Snake River Plain. We warm even further on Tuesday. Look at those temperatures for Boise and Twin Falls. McCall at 41 is warmer than Boise typically is this time of year, and we're still in those mid to upper 40s along the west coast as well. A little bit of a drop off to the west as we enter Christmas Eve day. Portland and Seattle in the low to mid 40s there. That ends up being our warmest day of the week, though. Twin Falls, by the way, from Monday through Christmas Day on Thursday is likely going to set daily high temperature records every single day. Now remember, record keeping for Twin Falls doesn't go as far back as the Boise area, but still it does look likely that we will see record warmth every single afternoon. So pretty phenomenal the temperatures we'll be seeing this week heading into the Christmas holiday. So mountains, you can see we have a decent chance of precipitation every single day, but that temperature profile is important. You can see from Tuesday into Wednesday and even into Christmas morning, we barely get to the freezing mark, if even that. That's at 5,000 feet. So those snow levels stay elevated. So rock and mudslide risk remains a concern in the mountains where you have that saturated ground. The steeper it gets, the more unstable that soil and the rocks get. That can cause those mudslides. So the higher you go in elevation, the more caution you're urged to exercise as you're traveling out and about this week. As far as the Magic Valley goes, you can see Monday and Tuesday pretty dry. There's that streak of record-setting temperatures pushing 60 on Tuesday, mid-50s for Christmas Eve on Wednesday. Christmas Day will be in the 50s. Slowly we see those temperatures slide back a little closer to normal, but even Saturday and Sunday with those low 40s, that is above average. You can see the best chance of rain for the Magic Valley is from Wednesday night through the day on Thursday. So reindeer hooves will be wet across the Magic Valley on Wednesday, but not snowy. As far as the Christmas forecast for the Boise area, you can see a slight chance of those showers lingering into Monday morning. We dry out for the most part on Tuesday. I'm not going to call it a completely dry day. There is a slight chance of a spot shower on Tuesday. Cloudy conditions. Look at our temperatures in the mid 50s. We see that chance of rain return for Christmas Eve. So if you have plans to go out and about, catch a service, celebrate the holiday, whatever you do for Wednesday evening, you may want the hooded jacket and the umbrella. Those showers will carry over into Christmas Day, just occasionally, not a washout like what we saw this past Sunday. After our warm Christmas with a high of 53 degrees in Boise, slight shower chance lingers into Friday. Then we have a colder air mass and a drier one that comes in for the weekend. We'll finally enjoy some sunshine, but colder mornings. We dip back down into the 20s in the Boise area Saturday and Sunday morning with high temperatures finally back down closer to average in the low 40s for the first full weekend of winter. Thanks so much for tuning into this First Alert Weather Plus forecast. We'll see you next time.